On behalf of Utsav Educational and Cultural Society, Ranjana's Odissi Dance Academy, and Padmashree Ranjana Gauhar, I would like to warmly welcome you to join us in revisiting Sri Geet Govindam, a two-day talk and dance presentation on the Ashtapadis of Saint Poet Jayadev. Utsav Educational and Cultural Society is among the foremost cultural institutions of the country based in Delhi, which is working in the field of Indian classical dance for over 33 years. The internationally renowned and highly celebrated Odissi artist Srimati Ranjana Gauhar, Padmashree and SNA Awardee, who is the founder president of Utsav, has contributed tremendously to propagate and popularize Indian art and culture through performances, seminars, lecture demonstrations, and by organizing dance and music festivals such as an international dance festival, Unborn Beats of India, for established artists, Sur Tarang, a young dancers festival to celebrate World Dance Day, and Sare Jahan Se Acha in the month of August, where eminent and senior artists celebrate the spirit of India's independence. Utsav is proud to have disciples that have won appreciation at several prestigious events and festivals held in India and abroad. Many students of Utsav have received national and international scholarships. Padmashree Ranjana Gauhar is a renowned Odissi dancer, guru, and choreographer. She is a multi-dimensional personality whose interests include theatre, painting, filmmaking, and choreography. Srimati Ranjana Gauhar has been awarded with the prestigious Padmashree Award in 2003 for her contribution, long-standing services in the field of Odissi dance. She is also the recipient of the National Sangeet Natak Academy Award in the year 2007 from the President of India. She is also Senior Fellowship for her research in Temple Tradition of Odissi dance by the Ministry of Culture, Government of India. The Indira Gandhi Priyadarshini Award, the Mahari Award in 2007, Delhi Ratna, and many other accolades. As a pedantic artist, Guru Ranjana Gauhar is well known for her extensive training in Chau, Kathak, and Manipuri. Srimati Ranjana Gauhar has also authored a book titled Odissi, the Dance Divine. She has also produced documentaries and serials for Odissi and classical dance forms. I now invite Rinda Chadda to introduce the first artist for today's presentation.
We begin today's presentation with the sixth Ashtapadi of Sri Geet Govindam, to be presented by SNA Awardee Guru Srimati Sujata Mohapatra, who, under the tutelage of late Guru Kelucharan Mohapatra, was groomed to become one of the foremost Odissi dancers of her generation worldwide. Srimati Sujata Mohapatra is also actively involved in teaching Odissi, and she conducts workshops in India as well as abroad. Srimati Sujata Mohapatra has also opened an Odissi Institute, Guru Kirti Srijan, in her hometown Balasore. I now invite Guru Srimati Sujata Mohapatra.
Om Gurabhe Namaha. Namaskar. I am Srimati Sujata Mohapatra, an Odissi exponent. Today I will be presenting Geet Govindam, the song of Lord Krishna. Geet Govindam, a Sanskrit poem written by Jayadev, 12th century. I will be doing 6th song of Geeta Govinda, Sakhi hai kesi mathana mudaram. Here, Radha is saying to her Sakhi, "Oh my friend, please go to Krishna and bring him. I want to reunion with him desperately because she is remembering her past, how she met with Krishna and what love between Radha and Krishna. She remembers that. She's always been mesmerized by the captivating aura of attraction. That's why she says to her friend, Sakhi hai keshi mathana mudaram. You bring to that Krishna who has demolished the demon Kesi and who has a great heart. I want him to be with me, to make love with me, and want to be union with him. There are many stanzas, but I will be doing 2-3 stanzas. Let me describe you about Geeta Govinda. Geeta Govinda, a 12th century Sanskrit poem written by the saint poet Jayadeva, was danced for centuries by the Maharis, the temple dancers dedicated to Lord Jagannath. The poem describes in invocative and compelling language the love between Radha and Krishna, the eternal love, who go through anguish of physical separation and finally meet in spiritual union. The 6th song of Geeta Govinda, Sakhi hai kesi mathana mudaram. In Sakhi hai, the 6th song of Geeta Govinda, where Radha confesses to her friend Sakhi that she is mesmerized by Krishna's captivating aura of attraction. As the Avisharika Naika, or the heroine who is preparing anxiously to meet her love, she implores her friend to find Krishna and bring him to her. In her longing, Radha reminisces over her previous meeting with Krishna and is filled with passion, remembering their first night together. Here, I would like to say how Guruji has choreographed this dance so beautifully. We all use mudras, we all use bhava in abhinaya. But when we execute in our style, how the dancer brings that joy, the emotion through the facial expression, body language, mudra, and the inner emotion, how strongly she can portray to the public in the dramatic way. So here, in Sakhi hai kesi mathana mudaram, as we know, Padma Vibhushan Guru Sri Kelucharan Mohapatra is a great choreographer, and especially in Ashtapadi, he has the mastery while portraying Radha's role. In that ocean of abhinaya from Guruji, whatever we have learned, a drop of water from the ocean, I will be showing that to you. Sakhi hai kesi mathana mudaram, where Radha desperately requesting her friend, "Oh, my dear friend, oh, Sakhi, please listen to me and go and bring him so that I can reunion with him." The Sakhi hai is many ways. Sakhi hai and Sakhi hai and Sakhi hai. When Guruji used to teach, this is so mesmerizing. And the first line describes Ramaya Maya Saha Madana Monaratha. Ramaya Maya Saha. रमणा करने का इच्छा मेरे साथ कौन? मेरे मन में जो बैठे हुए हैं, द किंग ऑफ लव, दैट इज नन अदर देन कृष्णा. आई वॉन्ट टू मेक लव विथ हिम. आई वॉन्ट टू बी टुगेदर. प्रथम समागम लज्जितया पटु. When she met first time, first meeting with Krishna, she remembers how Krishna searched everywhere and finally sees her and coaxes with lots of very beautiful words. And then she pulls the sari, and the shame and the love between Krishna and Radha is eternal and always very spiritual. Here, when Guruji choreographs all this, maybe it is about love, but the way it is being choreographed, it's so subtle, so beautiful way of approaching the love between Krishna and Radha. It's never vulgar, it is always very supreme and spiritual. Charana Ranita Mani Nupuraya. And one stanza is there also. Nibruta Nikunje Gruham Gataya Nisi. In this hidden grove, when I came out from my house in the night and waited for Krishna, and that how in Sanchari Bhava, when she comes out, she is a daughter-in-law of a house. When she comes out, she steps out from the house. How carefully, when the lamp is there, she wants to blow it. But in our Hinduism, we never blow to the fire. So Guruji has choreographed in such a way, she takes her clothes and makes it off. And when she goes out from the house, the bells, she takes out that and wants to meet desperately to Krishna. So in this poem, it's all about the Sanchari of Radha, how she goes out from the house, being a daughter-in-law of the house. When she goes out to meet Krishna, what are the distractions, but still in between the distraction, how she goes out, that has been portrayed very nicely. And this is one of my favorite Abhinaya. This Abhinaya is choreographed by none other than Padma Vibhushan Guru Sri Keducharan Mohapatra, and music composed by Pandit Bhuvaneshwar Mishra, Tala, Jati and Raga Pahadi.
निशी रहसी नीलिया वसंतं चकित विलोकित सकल दिशा चकित विलोकित सकल दिशा रतिरभस वशेन हसन्तं सखी हे केसि पथन उदारम् चरणरणितमणि नूपुरया परि पूरितसुरतवितानम् चरणरणितमणि नूपुरया परि चरणरणितमणि नूपुरया 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 परि पूरितसुरतवितानम् मुखर विशृङ्खल मेखलया सकचग्रह चुम्बनदानं केशिमथन उदारम् सखी हे केशिमथन उदारम् सखी हे
After the beautiful explanation and rendition of Sakhi He, we now move on to the Kandita Nayaka in the canto Yahi Madhav, Yahi Keshav, to be explained and demonstrated by Padmashree and SNA Awardee Guru Srimati Shovana Narayan, who is a celebrated and outstanding Kathak maestro and is well known both as a choreographer and performer. Guru Srimati Shovana Narayan has also performed before several heads of states and governments and has trained several Kathak artists, some of whom are leading artists of the young generation. Srimati Shovana Narayan is also a festival organizer, author and filmmaker. I now invite Guru Srimati Shovana Narayan.
Namaskar. I'm Shovana Narayan, Kathak dancer. Jayadev and Geet Govindam. very important, particularly for us dancers. And not only for us as dancers, because Geet Govind has become immortal in all parts of India, be it for dancers, performing arts, or visual arts, or even our literateurs. The topic of Ashtanaika is evident in Geet Govindam. But this very topic of Ashtanaika had been written earlier and codified earlier in the Natya Shastra by Bharat Muni, and thereafter in the 8th century Kuttani Matam, and in the 10th century Dasarupaka. But there, the heroines were dealt with as just Naikas. Geet Govind becomes special because herein the Naika is Radha and the Naik is Krishna. So for the first time we see the motives of Krishna and Radha becoming the subject of Geet Govinda's Ashtanaika. The Ashtanaika also represented the yearning of the soul for union with the divine soul, and therefore its importance. Because this motive of the yearning of the soul for union with the divine soul, the universal soul, was the need of the hour and the need of our souls. For within each one of us, there is that yearning for union with our beloved, the divinity. And at this plane, this yearning for union with the beloved is visible in common life also. In each one of us who goes through those states of love. When we are in love, we do go through all those states that have been codified by our great literateurs of yore. Don't we all dress up? Aren't we all willing to take risks to meet our beloved? Don't we go to the trysting place waiting for him to come? Aren't we sure of him? And we are grieved at the separation, waiting for him to return. All these are the states. And of course, what happens? If he doesn't come to meet you at the trysting hour, but comes much later to meet us, then what happens? Anger. And all kinds of thoughts keep playing in our minds. Maybe he's gone to meet somebody else. So jealousy, hurt, and of course when you see him coming, anger, wishing him, wanting to go away, looking him up and down, jealousy, hurt, pain, that he was with another woman. An intense pain giving way to anguish. How could he? Everything we take it to be as though he has been with the other person. Perhaps those dark lips, those were the lips, the kisses of that coal-eyed lady. Look at the scratches on the body. Thorns? No. The rose was thorns? No. It was of that woman. Don't you even touch my feet in forgiveness, because I can feel the other woman in you, that she has touched you. Why? Why? So many feelings. As I said, jealousy, anger, hurt by the fact that he could be with another person. Pain. Giving way to anguish. So many feelings, shades of emotions in that one word, Khandita Naika. And this Khandita Naika is what I shall be portraying in this small little presentation of mine, which I had done a few months ago for a Geet Govindam festival. Here I've taken two different poets. One, of course, is Bindadi Maharaji's poem, Kahe ko mere ghar aayo. Kahe ko mere ghar aayo. Here, there's jealousy, there's anger, there's visible anger, there's pain. So it is more visible. And in my portrayal of Yahi Madhava is another aspect of Khandita, where Jayadev says, Yahi Madhava, Yahi Keshava, Mavat Ketavavad. Says, don't speak to me. Madhav, please, don't speak to me. You have gone to that lotus-eyed other woman. So why are you even giving these explanations? So there's anguish. So these two I've taken. One is more visible portrayal of anger and jealousy with pain, and the other one is more controlled, more anguish, because anguish is intense pain. There is a difference between pain and anguish. Both are hurt. In both these representations, there's a feeling of hurt, jealousy, anger, internalized, controlled anger. The other one is more visible. Here it's more controlled in the Jayadev one, in my portrait. But there's anguish. There's so much of anguish in every movement. Even when she says, don't speak to me, don't. Those kisses of the other woman. Blueberries? No. It was the cold-rimmed eyes of the other woman that you've been kissing. And those marks? It's those thorn marks? No. It's of that woman. So, I shall be portraying these two different facets of portrayal of Khandita Naika in this short exposition of mine.
Thank याही केशव याही माधव याही केशव मावद कैतव वादम मावद कैतव वादम मावद कैतव वादम समरस वपुर नुहरति तब समरस नागर करण कर शट वपुर नुहरति तब समरस नागर करण कर शट रेखन वपुर नुहरति वपुर नुहरति तब समरस नगर खंडे मणि शक्रेगम मणिकट शक्र कलित कल दोत मणिकट शक्र कलित कल दोत लिपरे फरति जय लेखम लिपरे फरति जय लेखम लिपरे फरति जय लेखम लिपरे फरति जय लेखम याही माधव याही केशव मावद कैतव वादम मावद कैतव वादम मावद कैतव वादम हरि
Such a lovely description and presentation of Yahi Madhava, Yahi Keshava by Guru Srimati Shovana Narayan ji. We now move on to the Song of Krishna in the verses of Priye Charushide, to be presented by Padmashree and SNA Awardee Guru Srimati Geeta Chandran ji. She is a renowned artist and has synthesized the knowledge she received from her gurus to imprint Bharatnatyam with her personal vision of the dance. Guru Srimati Geeta Chandran is also the founder president of her dance academy, Natya Vriksh Dance Company. Srimati Geeta Chandran has worked in television, video, film, theatre, choreography, dance education, dance activism, and dance issue journalism. And now invite Padmashree Guru Geeta Chandran.
At the outset, I'd like to thank my friend and colleague, Srimati Ranjana Gauhar, for thinking of this wonderful poem called Geet Govindam, penned by Jayadev. We have all grown up reading this wonderful text, watching it on stage, being interpreted in various forms of dance, forms of expression, seen it in paintings, moments captured so beautifully in the visual art tradition, and of course being sung in varied musical forms. Today when she asked me to talk a little about Geet Govindam and to do a piece which is close to my heart. I was overjoyed because today, when there are so many challenges facing us, I think a poem like the Geet Govindam is so very relevant. Love in all its dimensions, all its shades, all its nuances. How beautifully Jayadev has given us this treasure to really live and relive during different phases in our lives, in different contexts. And we find a renewed energy and our faith in this extremely fragile yet beautiful emotion called love. The piece that I have chosen to share with you is Priyacharishila. Yes, a very famous composition that most great doyens of dance have explored, and each time it is being sung or rendered brings a tear in the eye as Krishna completely surrenders to Radha, completely surrenders to this emotion called love with no ego and absolutely no inhibitions. It is believed that there's a standard story that I'd like to share here. It's believed that when Jayadeva reached this point in this composition where he actually besieges Radha and tells her that all his sorrows and all his desires would be really put to Shantam by her putting her beautiful tender feet on his head. When he reached this poignant moment, I believe it is believed that Jayadeva really hesitated and didn't want to put it down. So he took a gap and he said, "Let me go and have my ritualistic bath." And when he leaves, myth has it that Krishna himself arrived to his kutia in the form of Jayadeva and came and penned this piece and completed it. When Jayadeva came back, he saw the work and realized the divine intervention. So it is with this little story and with its background to this beautiful piece that I offer it to each one of you. Share it and remember that love is what can bond us all together and keep us sane and see us through all these problematic conditions, challenges, and situations. Priyacharishila.
चारुशीले प्रिय प्रिय चारुशीले मुञ्चमयि मनम् अनिदानम् मुञ्चमयि मनम् अनिदानम् सपदि मदनानलो दहति मम मानसम् देहि मुखकमल मुखकमल मधुपानम् प्रिय प्रिय वदसि यदि किञ्चिदपि दन्तरुचिकौमुदी वदसि यदि किञ्चिदपि दन्तरुचिकौमुदी वदसि यदि किञ्चिदपि दन्तरुचिकौमुदी हरतिदर तिमिरमति घोरम् हरतिदर तिमिरमति घोरम् स्फुरददर सीदमे स्फुरददर सीदमे तव वदन चन्द्रमा स्फुरददर सीदमे तव वदन चन्द्रमा रोचयतु लोचन चकोरम् रोचयतु लोचन चकोरम् स्फुरददर सीदमे तव वदन चन्द्रमा रोचयतु लोचन चकोरम् प्रिय चारुशीले प्रिय चारुशीले प्रिय चारुशीले प्रिय चारुशीले मुञ्चमयि मनम् अनिदानम् मुञ्चमयि भूषणं त्वमसि मम जीवनम् त्वमसि मम भूषणं त्वमसि मम जीवनं 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 मम भूषणं मम जीवनं त्वमसि मम भूषणं त्वमसि मम जीवनं त्वमसि मम भूषणं त्वमसि मम जीवनं त्वमसि मम भवजनधिरत्नं त्वमसि मम भवजनधिरत्नं भवतु भवतीह मयि सततमनुरोधिनी भवतु भवतीह मयि सततमनुरोधिनी तत्र मम हृदयमतियानम् तत्र मम हृदयमतियानम् प्रिय चारुशील प्रिय चारुशील प्रिय चारुशील प्रिय चारुशील स्मरगलखण्डनं मम शिरसि मण्डनं स्मरगलखण्डनं मम शिरसि मण्डनं स्मरगलखण्डनं मम शिरसि मण्डनं देहि पद पल्लवमुदारम् देहि पद पल्लवमुदारम् ज्वलति मयि दारुणो मदनकदनारुणो ज्वलति मयि
Pre Charushile, an Ashtapadi that showcases Krishna as Drishta Nayak, portrayed delightfully by Guru Srimati Geeta Chandran. And we thank her for bringing to light that important note of Krishna himself finishing the verse of the Ashtapadi. We now move on to the song of union, the union of Krishna and Radha, above and beyond the physical realm in Kuru Yadunandan. This song of union of two minds, two bodies, and two souls will be explained and portrayed by SNA Awardee Guru Srimati Gopika Verma, whose Mohiniyattam dance is marked by extreme grace and fluidity, transmitting radiance through movement and expressions. Srimati Gopika Verma is running a Mohiniyattam dance school named Dasyam in Chennai. Guru Gopika Verma has performed extensively at various art festivals, sabhas, and temples all over India and abroad. And wherever she has performed, she has won laurels. I now invite Guru Srimati Gopika Verma.
Namaste, I am Gopika Verma, Mohiniyattam dancer from Kerala. Ashtapadis have become, Jayadeva's Ashtapadis have become part of everyday ritual of Kerala, temples. I've always used to wonder how those days, 12th century poetry, those days travel all the way from Puri to Kerala. And not only traveling, it is not only part of the performing arts, but it is part of everyday puja to Swami. In the temples, especially Vaishnava temples, in front of Sopanam, Sopanam means the steps which goes to Sanctum Sanctorium, a Idakya player, Mara, stands there with the Idakya, one of the Deva Vadyams, percussion instrument. With the Idakya, he does Kottipadi Seva, that is, he sings Ashtapadis. At the early morning, he sings to wake up the Swami, Palli Unarthal. And Palli Urakal of Swami is also by singing Ashtapadi. Swami goes to sleep by hearing Ashtapadis by Jayadevas from Puri. I always used to wonder how they travelled, and till date I have not got the answer for it. And Mohiniyattam, we use Ashtapadis a lot. It is Jayadeva who introduced Radha to us. Earlier to that, in Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita or in Narayan, there is no mention about Radha. There is always a mention about a special gopi who is very dear to Krishna. But Radha by Jayadeva, first we hear from Jayadeva. And all the Ashtapadis, I don't know which one is beautiful, but everyone, each Ashtapadi is beautiful by itself. Chandana Charchita is very dear to me. Irasamire Manandire is also very, very, very special for me. Guru Adinandana is special for me. So I cannot tell which is the best, but every Ashtapadi has their own emotions, their own character, and a beautiful story of divine romance of Krishna and Radha. I thank Padmashree Ranjana for inviting me to be part of this beautiful initiative, beautiful festival to present Guru Adinandana, the Ashtamadi. It's also very, 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 it's full of divine romance, and it is the union between Krishna and Radha. In the Ashtapadi, in Jayadeva's Ashtapadis, we have three characters predominantly: Krishna, Radha and Sakhi. Sakhi plays a very beautiful, important role in the Ashtapadis. When Radha is upset with Krishna, she complains to Sakhi. Sakhi goes to Krishna, tells him that your Radha is upset. Krishna will listen to that Sakhi's songs, and then Krishna tells him that it is not only Radha upset, but I am also upset. So Krishna tells Sakhi that how Krishna miss Radha. And then Sakhi comes to Radha, and then the dialogue goes between Radha and Sakhi, beautifully done. And very rarely Krishna and Radha comes together. And this is one of those Ashtapadis where it's only Krishna and Radha. And this is immediately after their reunion. And she tells Krishna that, I hope you are happy because of our togetherness. Krishna, don't go away. Stay there.
Wow, thank you very much for these unforgettable performances of different Ashtapadis in different dance styles. Thank you very much, Shovana Narayan, Geeta Chandran, Gopika Verma, and Sujata Mohapatra. It's truly been a very enriching experience because they have brought a new dimension, a new point of view, and most importantly, a strong fragrance and flavor of their own styles. We will live with these images for a long time to come. I would also like to thank my senior disciples, Vrinda Chadha and Vinod Kevin Bachchan, for their support in structuring and presenting this event. Special thanks must also be expressed for the editing team for their support for making our online programs successful. And finally, I would like to express my heartfelt thanks to my audience for tuning in for both the days and giving their support. I thank you and look forward to your viewership for our forthcoming events and programs. Namaskar.